start with skip, so obviously we can't do anything on the first turn. I don't think we want any of these. We're actually playing against Pan, who also starts at level 3. So actually means we take an extra damage on the first turn, which is unfortunate. Who else do we got? We got Dracula, Gwen, Bella. Wow, this is a strong lobby of characters. I don't recognize any names, but Wonder Weddle, Loki, Charon, Novella, really, yeah, strong, pretty all the way down. And we didn't really like the Vampire or the other thing. I also don't like any of these. I'm going to take the cat and cast a spell. I don't think we want Humpty as our only character. I think maybe the cat can get a slay, and maybe this will help us, the earthquake, or us mitigate some damage. We really want to find some pigs, or a lucky, or a brave princess, or something that, gives us some benefit from being on 3. In terms of putting bodies on the board. A lot of the 3s aren't significantly bigger than the 2s, but they start to get to the point where they help your econ, or they scale a little bit. So, unless we can take advantage of that. That's one of the issues with skills. Oh, can we get the first attack, please? Oh no, we tied. If we got the first attack, we would have got the extra gold, which would have been really nice. Yeah, so here I sort of want to grab a Spellweaver and then do a roll. And then we can do another roll. And yeah, this is not great. I think we could grab this and cast a spell on it. How good is that? I think that's like good enough. It makes our board big, although this is the level 4 turn. Yeah, I think making our board big might just be enough though. Obviously it buffs this as well. Yeah, let's do that, just because our board's so weak right now. And if we don't do something, we're just going to lose every round. And we're going to put this in front, just let it get the ranged attack, and then maybe get a slay and get lucky. Even though I don't know what we'd buy. If we go to 6 gold, I guess we buy an extra blind mouse, or maybe a baby root, I guess is probably the better call. Oh yeah, we're just going to take full damage. They level this up very quickly. Yeah, we'll just cast our spell here. We are at level 4. There's really a question of, do we want these things? And I don't know the answer. This is obviously a 4. We want to basically consider 4s. It's pretty high priority. So we could next turn, we'll have 6 gold. We could cast Shrink Spell and buy the Grim Soul and the Brave Princess by selling the Cut Purse. And then next turn we could buy the Spellweaver, and we'd have cleared out a lot of the board, so we could see what else is available. I think we will do that. We're spending a lot of rolls on this board, but I think that's the correct play here. And I think we'll keep this set up. We just have a very small board right now. But we may have a pretty decent one. Okay, so we'll take some damage again. Down to 21. Okay, well. You say you're gonna take damage to that's the entire thing I know. Do we want to sell anything? What if we weren't? No, we do. Yeah, we do. So we'll buy this and we'll put this up front. And then we'll walk here, we'll grab this next turn. Just because, it's part of a triple, it's a ranged character. This does trigger this. This counts as a slay ability. Even though it's, sort of nested in the quest. Again, we still don't have a very big board. But people are just still at level 3, mostly. Except Loki, because Loki's ridiculous. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to sort of turn it around. Definitely take on damage. Unfortunately, our first turn was so weak. And that's one of the issues. If you get a good 3-drop on your first turn with skip, you have, very, very strong. If you get a weak one, it's a lot worse to get to have to buy a 2-drop as skip than it is to just buy a bad 2-drop as, a regular character that starts on 2 gold. because just having two random 2-drops is going to be a lot better than having, you know, a bad 2-drop. The fact that this is a 6 is troubling here. Oh wow. Okay, at least we got that slay, so this is about to trigger. But yeah, well, we got crushed. We are getting run out of this game. Okay, so I think what we want to do is something along these lines. To start, we cast the spell and we'll get the spawn there. Oh, but it immediately kills this thing, doesn't it? Oh, I guess we throw the chicken on the board, right? Will we get the spawn? Because this will be dead. I wonder how that works. You know, I'm going to say yes, and that's why I did this, because I figured that would fill up the board. However, if that's wrong, it's not my fault. This will give us a 3-drop treasure. I mean, we're very low. Unfortunately, Waddle has an increased ability to triple things, which means we might take extra damage. I mean, we're really in danger of being knocked out at any moment, being at 14. It's, you know, usually going to take 2 rounds, but, you know, you are in danger at that level. Even early, when people are still level 3, you know, you take the base 3, and then, you know, it's 11, you know, damage with characters on the board. Hopefully we can take some stuff out, but we do have a pretty weak board. We're going to need to see some strong 5s. Having the chicken will be nice, because it will allow us to sell and buy more 5-drops and take advantage of the fact that we're ahead in levels. Okay, so we didn't get the thing, which is, you know, unfortunate. That was a nice hit, though. Oh, that wasn't great. Oh, we'll actually win this round because we have ranged characters. Perfect. Okay, and now we find a lane, right? Because we have Merlin's hat. And we have a character cast spells. And we have an Aeon, which buffs mages, which it itself is, and we have 2 of. And we can cast this spell to give us a Queen of Hearts, which is actually kind of interesting here, because we're going to have so many evil characters. So we're going to go mages here. We're going to try to buff these 2 things in the back. Unfortunately, she is an evil queen, not a mage, but she actually, given that we have so many evil characters, she'll get kind of big. I'm not sure it's not better to have a 5-1 than it is a 1-5, but you know, that sort of situation. And we, you know, cast this Shot of the Ice Queen on the we cast it on the upgraded character because we figured getting an upgraded 3-drop had the higher potential to be a playable character, and I think that was true in this case. You know, a unupgraded Queen of Hearts would not be super exciting here, but an upgraded one, you know, we'll get +8/+8, and then if these 2 die before it as well, 16/16 is actually fairly substantial at this point in the game. Loki, I think, was Loki the one who had a strong board? Or maybe that was a different game with Loki, because this seems kind of early for the board I'm thinking of. We have Merlin's hat, so that'll be easy to cast spells. We scale well off spells. You know what, to see how this goes, but I'm not super disappointed with where we're at. Yeah, those characters weren't expected to do much. So they have some range characters, we have some range characters. Unfortunately, that was a bad hit for us. We'd love if this would attack over here. Yeah, we got some really nice hits there, so we will take this down. Perfect. You know, a lot of it comes down to the hits. We're not going to cast this. We're looking for it because, you know, this reduces our cost, so we can be on the lookout for slightly better spells. This would be interesting. I might regret not going with that. We don't want to cast a 0. Casting a 2 here might be fine, especially against Pan, who actually tends to be a mage-focused thing. I don't think we're going to buy this, but we could buy a Wombat. It might just be better than, you know, the other things available. Or we'll just roll. I think a Mummy here is actually pretty good. There's actually quite a few good things. And some interesting things. So I think we're gonna go with the mummy because it's evil. However, there's sort of the Lancelot option combined with the Baba Yaga. There's the Southern Siren, which is pretty good. We're gonna be at 6, not next turn, but the turn after. However, our backline is gonna be pretty full, so I don't know that we want to be messing around too much with stuff that requires backline space, because we're going to want to have our mages back there for the most part. And getting another evil character makes this get buffed. So I think we're in a decent shape right here. But, you know, it's hard to tell. Oh, wow, this is a huge, huge character. That was a nice hit. I'd say, yeah, visually, it looks like we have the advantage here, which is nice, because then we'll get the pig gold as well. They did get 2 XP, which is very nice for them. I would say none of these are super appealing. However, these are. And a spell that costs no gold is obviously very nice. And this mummy is obviously exactly what we're looking for. Unfortunately, I don't think we can get there on this turn. Because we could only sell 1, 2, 3. We could sell... Oh, no, we can sell the Evil Queen. Oh. Do we want to do that? 1, 2, 3. She is a powerful part of our board right now, is the only thing. I think the answer is no. I think we keep her for the turn. Right? Because getting the mummy is obviously very good. No, maybe we do this. Yeah, so it only nets us 1 gold, is the thing. Explosions seem good given our board setup. What do we get the next time we buy a character? Yeah, that could really help if we find like a Storm King. And we'll cast this on a range character. Get some buffs. Now, obviously, we'll put this in back because we'd rather it be alive when the mages go off. So we're probably a little weaker this turn, which isn't great because, you know, we're reaching the point where we could be knocked out at any moment. But this will actually take out a fair amount of their characters. Wow, and we get to cast all our spells. So we're looking for like a Storm King. Because we are on 6. We will cast the spell, obviously. We could upgrade this into a 6-drop. I think we will. Okay, Good Boy obviously isn't an upgrade for us. Okay, I don't think this eats our upgrade. Do we even want this? I think we actually want to... I think we prefer 2 characters there. Okay, and here's the board we're going to stop at. We're not. Oh, I almost bought the chicken. So yeah, that's my problem. So next turn we're going to buy the Storm King and we'll buy a book and upgrade that as well. We're going to be pretty weak this turn. Hopefully we don't get knocked out. They have played this person modern GG, but we'll get stronger next turn. Yeah, this was just an unfortunate roll, but we'll buy this. It will be a 64-64. We'll be able to play this. We'll be able to grab this. We'll actually have a board that is pretty, we'll actually might even grab this, right? Because we'll have, we might sell an upgraded Good Boy for a Wizard Familiar, and we'll cast the Poison Apple as well. And we'll be able to get it up to a reasonable level of health, hopefully, or level of attack, not health. It's not going to be very high health at all. Okay, I'd say that was fairly annoying for us. But we're not getting knocked out here, I'll let you know. Wow, almost though. Yeah, none of that worked out well for us. Okay, here we go. That's pretty big. Characters in the front have more... See, one of the characters in the back would have more attack, actually. I think we'll take this. And we'll actually probably move one of those characters up and I think we're going to get rid of this good boy. Buy this character, buff it up, put this up front, maybe put this in the back. The idea being that we have this having more health is useful, because it already has a lot of attack, and hopefully it will get the first attack off. We could get knocked out here, obviously, and that would be at 8th place, which obviously would be better. We did get a lot stronger, though, and this person's still at 5. We have an upgraded 6, so that's usually a good sign, but, you know, it's tough to tell. I mean, down to 3 health is, you know, obviously very precarious, and we only have a board of 6 characters and 1 sort of a throwaway, so it's really playing with a 5-character board, you know, against what could be a pretty strong 6-character board. So we don't want to rule anything out, but if this could trigger, we could get some nice buffs. You know, across all our characters, we get, you know, +2/+0 on everything, which starts to buff the familiars pretty quickly. So I think we actually match up fairly well against this particular board. Mostly because having this big character is fairly effective just against walls of stats. Our wall just ends up being a little bit bigger. Yeah, and I think if we survive this turn, we actually put ourselves in a decent position. I wonder if we're supposed to grab the pumpkin, just for how strong it is here. Let's think about that. It does provide, yeah, I think we will grab it. And we will grab the spell. The things we're looking for are like books, more Storm Kings. Yeah, pumpkin and book is enough to stop on. And we'll just throw this in back. Throw this up front now, right? Yeah, so we have a book, we have another pumpkin. I think we can take this thing out. The idea of the pumpkin is just that we summon enough big characters. We can actually put this in the back too, right? We summon enough, you know, evil characters to, I think, provide, you know, a decent amount of stats. The books will help buff everything, obviously. And it's another evil character. It will replace the animal familiar, I think. We might be at the point where tripling this is worthwhile, as opposed to just having 2 ranged characters. Once these ranged characters stop being able to one-shot things, it's definitely worth tripling them to see if we can get back to that point. You know, so that's sort of where we're at. We got very lucky. That's probably the best thing they could have taken out. Unfortunately, this is going to get taken out when it attacks here. I think we should still be okay. Oh yeah, especially if we get the polymorph off there, right? Knock them down to 4, so we're not an 8th. Wow, a bunch of us are below 5. That's pretty incredible. And I think we actually want to sell this character just so we can cast a spell. And I'm not sure what's better between the pumpkin and the book. I'm gonna go with pumpkin. I think it summons enough things that it's going to be better. I wonder if it's even better just in the front line. We assume these things die, and then... No, it's probably better back here, right? You know, but this is a tough round. It's nice, we do have this buff, so wherever these things spawn, they do get a small buff. But yeah, overall, I mean, this person's down to 2 health, someone else is at 4 health. I mean, this is a game where everyone, you know, anyone could be knocked out at pretty much any moment. So, I think we consider ourselves lucky to be as, you know, far into the game as we are. We've survived at pretty low health for a while. We ended up in this mage comp based on, you know, just getting the spell weavers and finding the Aeon and the book at the same time, and just leading into it, and then being able to find the upgraded Storm King with the, I think, what is it, Hand of Midas, maybe it's called. Let's see how big these things are. They're pretty big, but we have the biggest thing on the board, which I think gives us the advantage. Although this will take out our entire backline. However, because we take out their front line, I think our things, yeah, we're just big enough. We actually get a little extra gold, which is nice. Because we really need the power right now, so getting that boost going to the next round is significant. I always struggle with Pan. I know there's some, mage strategies centered around the ball. You do want the hat as well. Okay, this is nice. We can upgrade our thing. Start of the when you buy spells, they cast twice, so that's interesting. But I think because we're buffing a lot of health, or a lot of attack, it's better to actually get some health. So it's sort of counterintuitive. Actually, then we don't want to buff the health here. I wonder if we want another pumpkin. It was strong the first time. No, I think we'll take a roll. Because we're fine just throwing this thing in. And we'd love a decent spell. I would say so far we've found non-decent spells. Do we want this book? Kind of, but I think we want to spell more. We didn't find one, so let's go like this. The idea is just to have maximum books. I think actually Echo Wood is actually pretty good because it will see everything get health. And it actually grows fairly significantly. I think we will stop here and grab the book. Maybe the Echo Wood, or maybe just the Echo Wood. Depends on the board. But yeah, I mean, there's boards that are much bigger than this. There's boards that are not much bigger than this. Well, that is a lot of buffs. We do need to take this thing out if we're going to have any shot. But it shouldn't get to attack. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is going to be easy. We're actually going to take them out and be in the top two. And yeah, I think we want another book. Maybe we just want to roll here. And we're looking for like a polymorph. There has to be something better than these, right? You know what? If we don't win, the game's not going any longer, so let's take the thing that buffs when we win. Yeah, that wasn't great. I mean, these all get a little bigger, right? So they'll be able to do a little more damage, but, I mean, the Echo Wood would have gotten about, let's look at it, plus right at the start. So it would have got about, 150 health, it looks like, but it doesn't actually get much attack, so that might be an issue. It would get attack during the fights if the books died, but that's it. I don't know. I don't think that was worth it. I don't know what Loki has. They seem to be very high health and have been there for a while, so it's possible that they're just extremely strong. But, if we win this fight, maybe we can search for some more Storm Kings. Maybe we can triple some books, but they could just be incredibly strong. They don't have round tables, so we actually trade fairly decently into them. And that's obviously a tough hit for us, but yeah, we got a polymorph. I don't hate our chances here. I would say we're an underdog, but not a huge one. Okay, yeah, no. Oh, actually, we're gonna spawn a whole board. Are we gonna kill them? No, we're gonna do. But we did 24 damage because we spawned a whole board of things at the end. That was incredible. So do we buy the Aeon? Yeah. And what are we looking for? We're mostly looking for polymorphs. Here's another book. What can... Did any of these do anything, really? I wonder if it's time where the Merlin's hat doesn't do anything. We just take this buff. It gives everything in the front, in the back row more attack. It does nothing in the front, though. I think we just skip here. I wonder if we just cast 2 spells. We can roll. Yeah, nothing great. We don't want this on board, obviously. I mean, it does stuff, but not enough stuff, I don't think. Do we care? like what if we do like something like this? Is that better just to try to soften them up before ranged things attack? Maybe that's better, especially since they have apple trees. Yeah, because casting these polymorphs early is just so beneficial. I think we have this, right? Depends what this spawns, I guess, but it looks like our range character is going to take this down. They just don't have the round table, and we do. 300 attack when you only have, I think that only had 16 health to start. Wow, we take them down in 2 rounds from 30 health. That was a crazy game. We started off so poorly and really recovered well with the mage build. I like this build a lot. I don't usually go the Aeon, but here it worked really nicely, especially because we found the round table, so it made that health buff the attack buff into a health buff as well, which I think, benefited us. It wasn't a huge benefit because these were ranged, but it definitely provided some benefit, and and it also helped these things get these things got fairly big. We were lucky that like no fireballs. It would have been very good against like fireballs and things like that. And we really didn't go for very long since we got the. We didn't have a lot of ways to cast multiple spells. Was one of our issues. I mean, we were casting double book, obviously, but we weren't casting a ton of multiple spells during turns. So, good game though.